Hi, Allison here, your longevity rescuer. I'd like to take a look at a tree that we may have in our garden. This is a tree that has two big trunks that separate. One is the trunk of right, and the other one is the trunk of wrong. And you know what this tree's called? It's called the tree of judgment. And many of us have that tree in our garden. It reminds me of this story that I heard recently that I absolutely loved. And in this little story, what happens is that this man, he has one horse, and his horse runs away. So the neighbor comes over and he says, "Oh, I'm so sorry that you lost your horse." And the man says, "Well, don't be sorry. Who knows if it's good or bad? It just is." Then, the next day, the horse comes back with a whole herd of wild horses. And the neighbor comes running over and says, "Oh, you're so lucky. Look at that. You've got a whole herd of wild horses now." And the neighbor says, "Well," or I should say the man says, "Well, don't be too sure. We don't know if it's good or bad. It just is." And so then a week later, the son's riding on the horse, one of the wild horses, trying to break it in, and he falls off and breaks his leg. Well, the neighbor comes over and says, "I'm so sorry to learn what happened. What a terrible thing." And the farmer looks at him and says, "You know, don't be so sure. We don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing. It just is." And then, about 3 weeks later, the army comes through, looking to recruit for a war that they're having. When they see the man's son with a cast on his leg, they don't select him. And so he doesn't have to go to war. So you see, so many things happen to us in our lives. So many things occur. And we're so quick to go to our judgment tree and either take the root, the big trunk that says, "Yes, this is right, this is a good thing," or the big trunk that says, "No, this is bad, this is a terrible thing." But you know something? That tree of judgment could be cut right down. We could chop it right out of our garden because we just don't know. Some of the worst things, tragedies that have occurred in my life have opened doors to wondrous things that I never could have dreamt possible. So this is something to think about. Do you have a tree of judgment in your garden? Are you looking at what's happening and deciding if it's right or wrong? If you are, why don't you chop down that tree of judgment? With that, I wish you a wonderful day. Don't forget to watch more of my videos and post any of your questions or comments in the Longevity Garden.